Oh, hello, good morning. Oh, my name is Kevin Gordon from Digital Technology Labs. We're a small boutique web design and software development agency based in Essex, so we're local to Essex. I'm going to be talking about why. This is a video entitled "Why Not Get Your Website Shipshape During This Time." So there are plenty of people that have some time on their hands, or even if you don't have any time on your hands, this still may be a good time to take a look at your web presence. So this is gonna be probably in one of three stages or slots is the status of your website. Maybe you have no website, or you've got a website and it needs a refresh, so you need a new website. Maybe you've got a website, but you need to improve it. There's things that you want to do to it, but you don't have necessarily the technical savvy or know how to make those changes, perhaps. And that's where we can help. I'll talk a bit more about that as well. And the third slot is you may be completely happy with your website, which is fantastic. And even if you're completely happy with your website, we still can take a look at it, review it, see if there's anything you can do to improve it, or perhaps there are still enhancements that you want to do, or maybe there's some marketing, social media, etc., that you want to do on your website. So talk to Emma Good from 24 Fingers. So the first category, need a website. So maybe you don't have a website, maybe you do have a website, but you want to significantly improve it, improve the performance, depending on what your objectives are and what problem you're trying to resolve. There's various options available. So if someone comes to us needing a website and you don't have one, have a think about the depending on your budget and time and effort. Think about there's Google Business, local business allows you to create a holding kind of website for your business. Then there's sites like Wix and Squarespace, which offer a WYSIWYG editor for building your website, so they're pretty cool. Even if you want to go WordPress, it's something you might want to do yourself with something like Elementor or Divi, so you can build yourself stuff. Those various tools have various positives and negatives, but there's loads of information out there on getting started and how to do that kind of stuff. Then, if you're looking at e-commerce, maybe you're doing WordPress and use WooCommerce, and if you and also on taking payments online, there's Shopify as well. So I'm not going to go into full detail about how to do this yourself. It is something you might want to do yourself, and we have built a little training video called Demystifying Web Design, or How to Get Online Yourself. So have a search on our YouTube channel and you'll be able to see that video, which will tell you the different options and how to build a website yourself. And then how to take payments online and take subscription based payments. So this is during this time, it may be that you've got a brochureware website, but you want to start taking payments online. So if you've already got a WordPress website, a really hot tip here is to use WooCommerce, because you can build on top of your WordPress site and add payments to your WordPress site. Or something like MemberPress. Again, you can take your existing site and turn it into a subscription-based website without having to reinvent the wheel and rebuild the whole website from scratch. But then Shopify is also a really good platform for building websites. And in all these different contexts, if you want to do it yourself, do take a look at the WYSIWYG editors. They're really good. They do have advantages and disadvantages. But then also, don't try and build a website from scratch. Use the templates that exist. So there are lots of template repositories like ThemeForest, also Divi, Elegant Themes Divi on WordPress. They have a load of themes as well that you can use, and that's really cool because there's something off the shelf that already looks quite pretty that you can use and then fill your stuff in. In all these different options, what I would say to you is yes, the tool it needs to be chosen, and that's really important for building your new website. but do make sure that you go to first principles, and that is to look at what your objectives are, what you're trying to achieve from your website. Are you just trying to give legitimacy to your business, or do you want to generate inquiries and leads? If you want to do that, then you need to make sure that there's design elements on your web page that encourage people to take the right actions. And then typically the process we would follow would be to do a site plan. We've got a tool called Balsamiq, but there's lots of other tools. You could do it in something like PowerPoint, really, and sketch up the site plan and all the different sections and pages that you would be having on the website. And then what we'd recommend is actually do the wireframes of the pages. If there's a template that you want to use, brilliant. Use that template for the look and feel, but then you know which sections you've got to fill in and populate. And do write the copy. And if you're happy with writing the copy, fabulous. If you're not, then there are copy editors out there that can help assist you write for your target demographic and clientele in the right tone of voice, etc., etc. And then once you've got those assets and you've collated the right imagery and photos, and also that's really important, don't just use a off-the-shelf template that's gorgeous and then use images that you've taken in bad lighting off your smartphone. Photography, if you're going to be using it on your website, is very important to have it in a decent resolution and to a decent quality. So if you are looking to get photography done for your website, if you've got a decent camera or a decent modern smartphone, do it yourself. But also there are qualified photographers out there like Tina Wing Photography and Carmel Jane Photography that can maybe take it to the next level for you. And yeah, so you've got all your assets, you've got your plan, you've designed it, then you've got the platform, and then go ahead and build it. And I think if I was to, in this context, building a website, a couple of the things that we recommend using an expert for are around making sure you've got an SSL certificate. Some hosting companies charge you for SSL certificates, but they should be free. That's very important, and that keeps your website secure and gives you that HTTPS in the address bar and helps you with search engine optimization. And then another point would be your domain name. It's really important that you have a domain name that's unique to you, and purchasing the domain name and hooking it up and connecting it with your web hosting, that certainly can be challenging. So that's something that we could assist with. And then making sure you have a vanity email. So if you've set yourself up with amazingcakes.com, you obviously want your email address at like kevin@amazingcakes.com. And again, that's something that we can help with. And those things aren't necessarily completely trivial. So that's kind of a little bit about getting online if you're not online, or improving your website like for a refresh. Then the second big piece is around improvements to your website and facilitating and making enhancements to your website during this time. If you've got time in your hands and you can do the enhancements yourself, then amazing, brilliant. Do proceed and make those enhancements. We have a number of clients that come to us when they have challenges around making those changes. Sometimes it's their time poor, but actually sometimes it's expertise. They're not quite sure how to use a WordPress tool. They're not quite sure how to use a Shopify tool. Maybe it needs something a bit more custom in terms of HTML or JavaScript or CSS. So in that context, we could help. For example, client Andrea, she came to us with a need to make some changes to our websites, to add some more pages, to change the menu, to make the menu mobile responsive, to fix some stuff that had gone wrong with a template upgrade, and we did that. And the model we use is we done some ad hoc work. She brought an hour, we made a significant number of changes, and then she brought another hour, and then we were able to make the changes. So we brought the expertise. She knew what she wanted to do, and then by doing stuff like creating the pages for her, she's then able to populate those pages with the content that she wanted to do. So we've worked quite collaboratively to achieve what she needed to do. We know WordPress, WooCommerce, Shopify, so Liquid Language and Shopify, HTML, CSS, JavaScript for WordPress. So if there is something you're getting stuck, we could perhaps help. We're really techie, So I have 17 years, not or to 19 years, I think, background in the IT industry. So I'm classically trained in programming from Warwick University, and I've worked in large organisations like WorldPay and Ford Motor Company, building large software systems, but also doing web design and bespoke builds. One of the things that we can offer is bespoke training videos, so or one-to-ones. So I just want to let you know we're here for you. So if you've got something slightly more bespoke, you've got time on your hands, you know what you want to do, but you're not quite sure how to do it, and Stack Overflow or Google isn't quite telling you the answer, have a chat with us. We do offer a free half an hour, no obligation consultation, so we could potentially offer you some value in that. So one-on-one calls over Skype or Zoom, something that we could do just to resolve some of those issues. And to be honest, okay, we're not a help desk, we're not technical support, but if there's something slightly outside the bounds of the website, maybe we can help fix your backups or your website or something, your emails, um, stuff like that. So have a chat with us. There might be something that we can help with you. So in conclusion, I've talked a bit about now's the time to get your website in shipshape, things you can do in terms of building your website or refreshing your website, and then how, if you've got time on your hands, you can fix your website and make enhancements to your website, and how we could assist with that. So I hope that was useful. If you have any questions, do let us know. If there's something specific topic in that you'd be more interested in us talking about, again, do let us know, and we can do some follow-up videos. Thank you.